So today we are going to listen how we can change our personal lives, our personal challenges into a business, and how being an entrepreneur pans out in the current world. Ernelita, could you please introduce yourself and what do you do for business?
Hi, Nour. So my name is Ernelita, and I am a professional network marketer. So what we do in the business is we introduce opportunities to our potential business partners. And these are people who wanted to make a change in their lives, who wanted to start their own business, but does not know how to start or where to even start. And at the same time, we also provide them with a business model because some of us, we wanted to start a business, but we don't even know what type of business to have, right? So we answer the problem of how to start, how to build it, and then with a business model at the same time to jumpstart or launch the business.
So how was the change from being the, let's say, the usual Ernelita to the entrepreneurial Ernelita?
The usual Ernelita was nowhere close to the entrepreneur Ernelita. If you have met me years ago, I was this very shy introvert person who doesn't even want to jump on a camera or let alone do this interview. For that matter, I was very shy and I was an introvert. So talking to people drains my energy and I'm not one to strike a conversation. But over time, when you wanted something in life and you wanted to improve, you wanted to focus your energy to it, you dive into that dream that you have in your goal. And I realized that within my journey, the old Ernelita has to grow, has to improve in order to become that person that she wanted to be, which is a very successful person. And in order to do that, I have to get out of my barriers, which is getting out of my comfort zone.
How difficult was it?
Um, it wasn't, I wouldn't say it was difficult. It's just a matter of diving into your fears. Because over time, to be honest with you, I thought it was difficult too, but just going through the journey, the one perfect example is doing a go live. I chose a business using social media as a tool to market our services, right? And in order to do that, you have to have the finesse or the confidence to jump on a video or do a Zoom call. And it was challenging for me because it was my fear. But what I've learned was in order for me to do that, I have to get out of my fear because fear is an illusion. It does not exist. Unfortunately, we let ourselves be crippled by our fears over time. That's why we don't see our full potential. Now, the moment I have learned, I studied first, I worked on my personal development from day one because I know in order for me to become successful, I have to work on myself to become of value to others. So I focused on personal development. I focused on overcoming my fears. And then over time, I started implementing, which is the one main factor when it comes to learning something new, you have to implement them, right? So I started implementing, taking imperfect actions to do the deed. So I started my very first go live August of 2019, and
Wow.
it was month in my entrepreneur journey. So the challenge was do a go live, and I didn't want to do it. It's something that I wanted to not do at all, but it was a challenge, and that's the only way I'm going to grow. So I did my very first go live. You can hear the crack on my voice. You can hear how nervous I was. It took me 2 hours to press the play button to actually do the go live. Yes.
Okay, that is great to know. So my question here, like how much training or how much does training help with like going into your dreams and getting out of your fears?
Tremendously. It really does help tremendously. It's you have to, in order for you to grow, in order for us to grow, and it's something I've learned. Something I realized over time too. We have doctors, dentists, personal trainers. We work hard over the years, spent 65 years in our field, improved, and then what happens is you retire, right? We grow old. And then all of a sudden, our drive goes away, our drive dies. And what I have learned over reading books and listening to podcasts and watching live events is you have to constantly learn. You never stop growing, because once you stop, that's when your drive, your passion dies down too. So it's you have to constantly thrive to learn something new every day.
And how did you convince your mind and your brain that they need to keep going, they need to keep learning?
It was a challenge for sure. This is coming from somebody who loves to read romantic novels. That was my passion, romantic novels. And then I became a writer in the Philippines as a short story writer. My books got published, but um, as I dive into my entrepreneur journey, my why is bigger than everything else in front of me. So I have to know where I'm going, why I'm doing it, and break all the barriers in order for me to reach that goal, that desire. So from reading romantic novels, I dove into things that resonates with me at the time, which is personal development, books that motivates me. My very first problem before was money mindset. Obviously, in starting a business, you have to invest, right? And when you're living a job, and you're living paycheck to paycheck, investing in the business is very, very hard. So I dove right into working on my money mindset, which resonated with me so much because it helped me how to manage my money. It helped me learn how to pay myself first before anything else. And after that, I dove right into the next topic, which is how to improve my mindset when it comes to days when you feel resistance. So it's just a cycle. Read the book that resonates with you first and what you're having problems with, and move on to the next one, and to the next one, and to the next one.
So you're saying that romantic novels were your way to learn, right?
At the very beginning, it was my inspiration to read books. Yes.
So you recommend that people can find their passions through something they like doing.
Yes, definitely.
So how was the change from the mentality of an ordinary person to an objective oriented mindset?
Um, Basically, you have to know what you wanted in life, right? And in order for you to reach that, you have to be that person first. And so, say for example, Dean Graziosi, if he is a well-known motivational speaker, he writes the books The Underdog, and just reading his book, he can the guy was dyslexic, right? He has a lot of disadvantage in this world, and his family actually didn't believe in him in starting a business. But he wanted to help others. He does not want to work for somebody. He wanted to help others and inspire others. So instead of listening to all the people that is giving their own opinion about what he does, he improved himself. He became better. He didn't stop learning, so now he is that person who has the success, who has the capability of helping others. The same thing with me as far as being an ordinary Ernelita. I'm still the ordinary Ernelita, right? But just the person who knows her goals, who knows where she's headed. And in order for me to reach those goals, I have to be in that same level wherein my goal is to help others. I have a very passionate virtue of helping others. And in order for me to help others, in order for me to share value and to be of value, I have to start with myself first. learn from within, and then share that to others. So it's just a matter of knowing your goals, starting from becoming ordinary, learning your way up, and become the person that you want it to be.
How far is it until you are, or until a person becomes able to decide on their own goals?
How far is it?
Yeah, I mean, how much effort does it take? What kind of mind change does it need? How much reading, how much training does a person need to be able to have this, let's say, clarity in their mind?
It depends actually. So we are all unique in our own different way, right? With me, it took 32 years to realize what I wanted to do in life. Um, when I first started working, when I moved here in the US, I had a simple dream. All I wanted to have is have a family, have a car, have my own house, and have a job that is sufficient enough to pay for all those things, right? But when I was exposed with possibilities of unfortunately, entrepreneurship took me away from the belief of 9 to 5, having a 9 to 5 as the American dream. It's more on um, what are the possibilities? What can you achieve in life? And that's when I became clear with what I wanted. But unfortunately, it took me 32 years to realize that. It took all the negative things into my life happening before I even realized that I am worth for more. I am made for more, and I am worthy to gain more. And in order for me to feel fulfillment, even though I know I can achieve those things, my passion is to help people and share the same successes or success that I can potentially have. So it took me a long time, 32 years, but some other like millennials nowadays, it takes them 14 years or 15, and just seeing in my community alone, um, we have people starting at age 18, 17, and their excuse was, I'm not living in a 9 to 5 job and having our own boss when I can be my own boss and start building on my dreams. I'm not going to waste time in attending college, which I don't recommend not doing. You're your own persona, but it depends on the person. It depends if you have to go through a certain um, tragic in your life, but to me, it took 32 years.
Yeah, that is good. Okay. So, so my next question here, you are starting to see the benefits of, let's say, mindset change, doing the effort, you're changing yourself, setting your own goals. Like, are the efforts equal the benefits, or like the efforts are not worth it, or the benefits are more worth it? How do you see this?
Very good question, actually. So all the efforts and the benefits are very much, actually, no, the efforts are less than the benefits. Looking at myself from where I was a year and a half ago to where I am now, um, is just liberating, rewarding, and fulfilling. And I'm barely scratching the surface. I was this person who was so scared to press a button over a cell phone, to this person who likes to challenge. Like today, for example, one of my team members, we had our team call, and she showed us who she was then and who she is now. The very first video that she created, when you're first starting and you don't have the confidence, you don't have all the knowledge in the world yet, you tend to like record a video, and then there's a take one, take two, take three, and then all of a sudden you're like, you press that play button and you don't even know what to say anymore, and you just either you power through it or you give up. So learning from becoming the underdog before and not knowing so much, and then to now, I know it took a lot of work for me, but it also developed my confidence from nowhere to where I am now. And I know, imagine within a year and a half how much development I've gotten for just reading books, listening to people who has the same results that I have, to in a couple of years or maybe 5, 10 years, where would that lead me?
Certainly. But what recommendations would you give to like people of our age or people still younger than us?
My recommendations, when you're wanting to do something, anything, you can be, and you wanted to learn how a new language, or you wanted to start your own business, you wanted to talk to somebody to start a friendship, dive right in. That would be my very recommendation. Dive right in scared. Dive right in with all the fears in your heart. Because as soon as you get your feet wet, see the possibilities, it's just going to get addictive from there. You will see, once you get over that hump, you'll see your full potential, and you will realize that you're more than capable of what your fears and your mind is telling you.
So it has been more than awesome talking to you, Ernelita, and getting the insight into your early age and early journey into entrepreneurship. Thank you so much for that indeed.
Thank you, Nour. Thank you so much for giving me a chance to speak my mind.